Hello, this is Pat Walker at MissionWinners.com. I'm doing a video book review on a really good book. You know, there's a lot of books. There's some that aren't so good. There's some that are really good. This is a really good book. This book, if you are an experienced investor or if you're relatively new, this book, it really will help you. I really love the works from O'Neill. I really love the works from Minervini. I really love the works from Steve Burns. There's a host of others. I really love the works of Jack Schwager. Thankful to have met him before. Folks, this is an excellent book. It's called New Trader, Rich Trader, and this is the new edition. It's new and improved. And you can say, well, Pat, cut to the chase. What makes this so good? Well, this is what I like about it. He breaks it down in the table of contents to three big areas. The first is psychology. The second is risk. And the third is methodology. And I want you to think about this. Has anybody listening to this ever had trials and tribulations going on in your life? Whether it be problems with your kids, problems with your health, problems with your spouse, problems at work, whatever. It screws up your head. And by so doing, from a psychological perspective, that spills forth and starts having a negative impact on you. But Steve takes it a step further because he becomes more specific. It's just not vague things going on like trials or, disturbances with other people. He talks about, if you're greedy, what that will do to you. If you're fearful, what that will do to you. If you're experiencing a tremendous amount of stress in trading, in investing, or even away from trading and investing, the impact it can have on your decision-making skills. And when it has that negative impact, it impacts your performance, which also leads to more stress, which can become even more debilitating in your investing results. So the first big section is psychology. And folks, I got to tell you, if your head ain't screwed on straight, I've seen it for 3 decades. If your head's not screwed on straight, things ain't so good in the markets. So he addresses that very specifically. Now, part 2 is huge. It's risk. And he goes in talking about a newer trader, really, guys, I'm going to go for a killing. I'm going to make a killing on this. No. Slow and steady returns. Keep grinding it out. You just have to run it. And he points this out. You got to run it like a business because, folks, that's what it is. No doubling down. No shooting for the moon. Not staying, I'm putting it all on red. No, nothing like that. You've got to have focus, you've got to have discipline, and you've got to learn how to manage your risk. Our goal is to make money. A very, very important part of that is not to lose money or not to lose much money. So you've got to have your risk under control, all right? And you have to take a hard look at yourself to find out what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And he's real specific, by the way. It's not vague like, well, I just don't really feel good about things. No, he tears it apart looking at how are you controlling risk? Do you have a method to get in? And by default, if you have a method to get in, you have a method to get out. I say this a lot. A clean and simple entry will give you a clean and simple exit when you're wrong, with small losses. Steve addresses that very well in part 2 of the New Trader, Rich Trader. And again, this is a newer edition, okay? It's like you said, the classic just got better, all right? It's kind of like a really good hamburger. It's even better. It's wonderful. Now, part 3, though, really nuts and bolts it. And that sounds kind of goofy to say, but I have to tell you this. He looks very closely at the methodology. And this is the part I like about it, is this isn't like day trading, in and out. Oh, we're going to go for this. Or, oh, I'm looking for a stock that's going to rip. I'm looking for something that's ripping. No. Do you have a methodology that fits you? But I have to share this with you. Do you have a viable, profitable, consistently profitable over time methodology that is compatible with you, with your psychological makeup, with your stress levels, with your goals? Do you have one? And he goes through talking about how you can find a methodology that will complement your makeup that you can stay with for the rest of your life. And hopefully, because you have minimized your stress, that's a long time. That's a long time. Do you have good rules to get in? Do you have good rules to get out? What are they? Could you explain them to a sixth grader so that they understand what you mean? All of these things are laid out specifically in this book, New Trader, Rich Trader. And I will tell you this, if you're new to this game, this book is mandatory reading. If you're not new to this game, if you've been doing this for a long time, this is mandatory reading still. Folks, I've been doing this since 1986. I've reread this book more than a couple of times. And you can say, what are you, stupid? No, every time I reread certain books, I pick up something else. So I encourage you, is it worth your time? Yeah. Is it worth your money? Yeah. Yeah, you bet it is. Can it help you make more money? Yes. Can it help you make more money with less stress? Yes. Yes. And I think that's a very positive situation and outcome that we should all strive for. Anyway, I recommend the book. I wanted to share that with you. Yes, the book's not expensive. Can it help you make more money? You're darn right. So wanted to share it with you. I hope it helps you. I'd love to get your input and feedback on it. But again, there's some great books out there. This is one of them right here. New Trader, Rich Trader. Steve Burns, Holly Burns. Great book.